right, good morning. Or good afternoon. I wish it was morning. I love when I get to do these in the morning, but it's like, nope, too busy doing school. Well, welcome. It is Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. We are playing the Connections, among other things. We are playing all the New York Times puzzles. We love playing Connections, the mini crossword, the Wordle, the Strands, and the letterboxed. We're going to dive into Connections before I tell you anything that's happened at school or anything, because I want to play puzzles. I am here for the enjoyment. The what is the opposite of brain rot? I'm here for the edification. We are being edified here. All right. Vermouth, Plymouth. Oh, they both have mouth in them. That's funny. Classic, Dashboard, Blabbermouth, Dartmouth. They're all pronounced different ways. Plymouth, Dartmouth. Little, Port, Flywheel, Chatterbox, Rushmore, Marsala, Windbag, just the, Sherry, and Prattler. Now, I'm not going to fall head first into this one, but I do see mouth, 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 mouth. I don't think that's what it is, because I see Blabbermouth, Chatterbox, Windbag, and a Prattler. Okay, quite the talker. Prattle on. Let's see, what else? I see Vermouth, Port, Marsala, and Sherry. These are different wines. Yeah, fortified wines. Mount Rushmore, Little Rock, Plymouth Rock, The Rock, and then Classic Rock. Are we going for rocks here? We are. Yep, okay. And it's a blue fill in the blank. That's interesting. Usually the fill in the blank is a purple one, but today we got the blue that's a fill in the blank. That's interesting. Okay, so then what's the other? Flywheel, Rushmore, Dartmouth, and Dashboard. Starting with ways of moving quickly. Is that what I saw? Starting with ways to move quickly. Dartmouth, Dash, Dashboard, Fly, Flywheel, and Rushmore. That's clever. Here, let me get onto the... I like to watch this, just to, see what it looks like, but I don't like to listen to it. There we go. Okay, that's clever. That's a good one. I like that. There we go. Now I can see the chat too. It's a good way to see the chat. So, and look at that. We did it in rainbow order. We did it in intended order today. So quite the talker. The Blabbermouth, the Chatterbox, the Prattler, and the Windbag. Someone that just goes on and on and on. Windbag. The green category, fortified wines. There's Marsala, Port, Sherry, Vermouth. And I think Vermouth is super high concentration of alcohol, isn't it? I don't know. I know nothing about alcohol, so I know what glass goes to what shot and drink, but that's about it. I can tell you a Collins glass from a red wine glass. I don't know anything about flavors or nuttiness or oakiness or anything. Let's see. So blue category. I love that we did this in rainbow order today. That's so funny. Blank Rock, Classic Rock, Little Rock, like Arkansas, Plymouth Rock, where the Mayflower first landed, and The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Purple category was starting with ways to move quickly. Dartmouth, Dart, Dash for Dashboard, Fly for Flywheel, and Rush for Rushmore. Clever. All right, so as we go to this next one, I need to describe not necessarily something that happened specifically today, just what's happening in general. So, memes about 12 years ago were funny. They were thought-provoking. Memes today are very well named. Brainrot. They don't add anything. They aren't actually funny. They're just like, haha, another thing that's silly, you know. And I am sincerely concerned about the rising generation of literally how much their brain is rotting. Just the reason I bring this up is because to hear so many of those little like inside jokes and silly memes and stuff inserted into everyday conversation and like as response to questions and stuff, like I'm not going to answer you. I'm going to spit out this meme that my friends are going to think is funny, but derails a lesson. Or I've been a little, what's the right word? Disenamored by the comportment of the current generation. I love them. I love them to death. I have kids that are this age, but it hurts deep down inside in a place that I can't quite position in my soul when I hear a kid say the number 6-7. It hurts deep down inside because yes, they're trying to be funny. They're trying to, get to their friends and be silly and whatnot. But when I hear some of these kind of off topic, it's not even like funny. It's just literally brain rot. I think the term brain rot is so well placed. It's so well defined. When you hear it, you know. When you hear it, you know. If you go, why would you say that? That's brain rot. If they think it's funny and you don't have a clue what they mean, that's brain rot. It's so pervasive, and we're getting flooded with it at the school. Absolutely flooded with it. Have there always been memes? Have there always been jokes? Yes, always, right? There have always been the joke du jour, right? The thing that's always happening. And they come and go, right? If somebody named, I can't even think of one off the top of my head. If somebody mentioned like some really, really old meme today, they'd be like, okay, grandpa, like how old is that? I know that what they are doing right now will die out. It won't be funny anymore in maybe even 3 months. Who knows? But to hear it almost constantly, like, and I wish I was exaggerating, to hear it literally almost constantly, like in every sentence, in every interaction, and there's yet another brain rot meme, and I go, really? This is the rest of my life? Is this what teaching's going to look like for the rest of my career? To have, brain rot nonstop? I don't know. It was a little disheartening the last couple days to just continually hear it. And maybe it'll die down. Maybe this is just like the beginning of the year jitters kind of thing. And they're excited to see each other because it's been summer, for a long time. And now they're finally getting into things. And then finally, maybe they'll grow up a little more. These freshmen that are young and vulnerable and just sort of feeling out what high school feels like. And this is their way of, describing the world around them. But to have it just literally flood my classroom is a little overwhelming, honestly. A little overwhelming. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I need to grow up. Maybe I just need to see like their point of view or something. But oh my gosh, so much just. I wish it was like, if it was like a tiny bit funny, if it was like, oh, I can relate to that. It's completely unrelatable and not clever in the least bit and not helpful in the least bit, and disrespectful, if anything. It derails a conversation or derails a lesson or something. I don't know. I just feel a little disheartened by it. So if you know ways to overcome it, let me know. But otherwise, let's play the mini crossword. You're like, oh my gosh, Miller, just shut up about it. Okay. 5x5 with no breaks. There's no black squares here. One across. Animal that falls in love with a tape dispenser in a classic New Yorker cartoon. With a tape dispenser? Is that like an anteater or something? There's probably a real specific cartoon that they're referring to that I've never seen before. Language written in Devanagari script. Oh my gosh. Okay, one that we know. Singer Presley or Costello. That is Elvis. Elvis Costello, Elvis Presley. George Blank, Middlemarch author. See, I don't know these. Things read by fortune tellers. Maybe like tarot cards. It's in in quotation marks, so it might be kind of a. But maybe it's not, because here, look, blind followers, plural, makes it sound like. Maybe this is not correct. All right, we'll come back to it. Okay, blind followers. That is. Oh, how about sheep? Sheep. Blank wafers, the Nabisco treat, is about Nilla wafers. Nilla wafers. I wouldn't call that one a treat. I don't know. You have that one every once in a while. It's very vanilla-y, great on like a banana pudding or something. Heavy item falling from the sky in some classic cartoons. Sounds like an anvil. Anvil. In a pickle or in a jam. I don't know. I think I am going to know. They might end with etc. Maybe lists? Lists. Animal that falls in love with a tape dispenser. Oh my gosh, a snail. Oh, that's hilarious. Language written in the Devanagari script. Is that Hindi? Must be. George Blank. Maybe Eliot. Middlemarch author. Things read by fortune tellers. Palms. Oh, that's clever. That's really cute. I like that one. Yeah, let's go back to the puzzles. Things read. Palms are red. Animal that falls in love with a tape dispenser in a classic New Yorker cartoon. Okay. I need to see that. Okay. New cartoon. Tape dispenser. Oh my gosh. I don't care if she's a tape dispenser. I love her. Oh, that's too funny. That looks like a doodle. That doesn't even look like a professional did it. It looks just like very generic, like, oh, that's too funny. I love that. I don't care if she's a tape dispenser. I love her. Oh my gosh. Language written in Devanagari script. Hindi. Singer Elvis Presley or Elvis Costello. George Eliot, Middlemarch author. Blind followers, sheep. Yeah, sheeple. Nilla wafers, the Nabisco treat. They're very vanilla-y, and they taste all right. It's not my go-to. I don't know. If I was having maybe banana pudding or something, yeah, I'd go to a Nilla wafer. Heavy item falling from the sky in some classic cartoons. Anvil. It's great. In a pickle. In a jam. Those are idioms. That's funny. Yeah, they are idioms. I thought they were looking for a specific like style of phrase or something. No, they're both idioms. They might end with etc. A list. Right? If you don't know what to say next in your list, you can say etc. Funny. Goody. All right. What should we start off with in the Wordle? Wait, I thought yesterday was our 26. All right. That'd be kind of a funny one to start off with. Snail. Ah, no help at all. Okay. How about trying to come up with another? Oh, that's a funny one here. Perky. Perkouch. Touch. All right. And there's an O, and it's in the right place. So either this is blank O blank RY. Okay. Or it starts with an R. R-O. Blank blank Y. Oh, here's one. Oh, this would perfectly describe my fourth period today. Rowdy. I wonder if it is. It is. Oh my gosh. Oh. So I had, it's funny. The first day of school, the kids are all really quiet and timid and whatnot. And then on the second day of school, right, there's an A day and a B day, A day and a B day. So we've had, I guess, 4 days around. I don't even count Friday as a day. Today was the second B day. And today specifically, I don't know what happened, but they all just came out of their shells and whoa. I even reminded them it's a concurrent enrollment college class. I am their professor. I'm not just their teacher. They are college level kids. And I said, I even said, I have the mind to withdraw 12 of you right now. And they were like, whoa. It was out of control. Oh my gosh. I could not put a handle on them. I have so many techniques, right? You count down, or there's, different classroom management skills, that sort of thing. And the kids were just not responding at all. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? It was out of control today. It was crazy. Absolutely nuts. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm in my happy place. Here I am with you guys in my happy place. We're okay. Oh, goodness. Okay. Yeah, we did it on the 4th. I love when we get it on the 4th. That makes me happy. That shows that I know what I'm doing. So we tried snail in honor of the answer, one of the answers in the mini crossword, snail. And then we tried perky with an R somewhere and then a Y at the end. And then touch, which gave us the O in the right place. And yet another word that ends in a Y. That's remarkable. So then looking at it, it didn't end with an RY. That didn't make sense. But I could make it work with an R at the beginning. R-O blank blank Y. And what was left was the D and the W, so I said rowdy. Cool. Yeah, my fourth period class today was very rowdy. And I feel bad because my son is in that class. And I want to have him have this amazing experience and see what a great teacher I am. And then they just so happen to place him in this really, really rowdy class with, 40 kids in there. I only have 40 computers, so I can only put 40 kids in there. But, oh, my gosh, it was so rowdy today. And I had to lay the hammer down. I said, you know what, guys, this is not how it flies. You are college students. I'm holding you to a college level standard, and you are not meeting it right now. So, and it had some kids, find their place, and others like a word search, and we are trying to find the words in here, except we don't know what the words are. They're hidden in here, so they have to sort of manifest themselves as we look for them, and they all lead back to this theme. Sometimes the theme is a little loose, up for interpretation, but dash it. Hocus. It is. I saw Hocus Pocus. Oh my gosh. Dash it. What do you mean dash? What do you mean by that? Dash it. Oops. Oops. Apple. That is not how you spell the word apple. All right. Maybe let's look in corners. I see a TY. Or ITE. I see lots of Y's actually. Oh, here, willy-nilly. Okay, but I don't get dash it. Oh, there's a dash between the two words. I'm dumb. There's a dash between the two words. Hocus dash pocus. Hocus pocus. Willy-nilly. Hoity. Am I spelling it wrong? I think it's hoity-toity. Toity. H-O. I don't understand where. Is it this one or this one? H-O. It's these letters. I just hoity-toity. I don't know how to spell that though. I don't know. Oh, maybe this is the spangram. Hyphenate. Oh, hyphenated. Hyphenated. Hoity. There it is. Hoity-toity, like a spiral. Pell-mell. There it is. Oh, man. All right. Dash it. I was sitting there looking at like, what do you mean dash it? Like a dash of pepper? Dash like running? No, dash like there's a hyphen between these two words. Way to overthink it. Hocus pocus. Willy-nilly. Pell-mell. And then hoity-toity. What does pell-mell mean? I've heard that before. Pell-mell, in a confused, rushed, or disorderly manner, recklessly, hasty, or disorganized, headlong, a state of affairs or collection of things characterized by haste or confusion, the pell-mell of ascending gables and roof tiles. The contents of the sacks were thrown pell-mell to the ground. Oh, I told you yesterday, remember we were looking for all the different words that meant like shoes and sandals. There was sandal and remember I looked up what espadrille, the true nature of the word espadrille. How do you pronounce that? And I went and I did exactly what I told you I would, is I said how to pronounce espadrille in Spanish. And she had never heard how we pronounce it. I said, like the shoe, we say espadrille. And she went, ugh, yuck, espadrille, that's how you say it? And I said, is it pronounced in Spanish? I even asked her in Spanish. I said, how do you pronounce this? Is this espadrille? And she said, yes, it is espadrille, but we don't call them. We call them espartos. Espartos. And look, I can even flick the R when I say that. Esparto. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's funny. I just flicked my R. Because they don't say what type of shoe it is. They say the material it is. Here, let me look it up real quick. Espartos. Yeah. Okay. So we were looking up, remember, espadrilles. And in American English, we pronounce it espadrille. But in Spain, they don't even call them espadrille or espadrilles. They call them espartos. So we're both wrong. I'm talking to an actual Spaniard, like someone from Spain, and she said, "Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Well, we don't call them those. We call them espartos." So who knows? Who knows? That was the Strands yesterday. Just funny. All right. Well, a bunch of hyphenated words today in the puzzle. Let's finish it off with the letterboxed. Letterbox. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, try to solve in 6 words, which usually means it is a more complex set of letters, and it looks like it will be with an X in there and a J in there. Looks like you could spell the word symptoms, but there's no T, and a lot of letters are on the same side, so let's ignore that mentally. I see S, Y, M, O, P, and X. Ugh. I can't play. Maybe I can. I don't know. An E, I, and J, L, F, and C. So the first word that comes to mind, getting rid of this X, is exiles. To exile. Let's see. There's no R. There's no U. I was going to say sojourn. What should I say? Golly. Spicy. Sorry for being late. Did I miss anything important, fun, or interesting? Tyson, I'm just glad you're here. I'm just glad you're on board with us. I had kind of a rough day at school. My 4th period was very rowdy, which, if you've played the Wordle, it was very rowdy today. and full of all of these inside jokes that the younger generation says, and they're not even funny. They're not relatable. They're not helpful. They're just like, oh, yuck. So well placed, that name, Brainrot. It's just like, wow. What you are saying to me is not relatable, nor is it funny. It's more insulting, if anything. But they just think it's hilarious. So can't win them all, right? All right. So I wonder. I really need to use up this J somehow. What could I use the J? What could I use with the J? Here, you know what? I am going to write these down so that I can potentially erase them. I just dropped my pen on the ground. Good thing I have another one right here. I've got exiles and spicy. And if I can use up, let's see, what do I have? The M, the O, the J, ooh, and an F. Okay. There's no R. I really need to use up that J somehow. Fiji. Does that work because it's a proper name? I can't do I and J on the same side. I like the idea, though. SJ almost sounds like Swedish or something, doesn't it? Gypsum. I don't think that's how you spell it, though. Mojo. That's a good word. If there was an A, we could say like major. Again, there's no R. Man. Mojo. I can think of lots of double F words, right? Offer, coffee. Cipher. There's no R. Again, no R. I do like mojo. I'm going to write down mojo. How about film? M-O-J. Mojo. Mojos, plural. Just add an S on the end. I don't want to have to do that, but I think we do. There. Yipes. Like yikes. How about yep? And then pec, like pectoral muscles. There we go. Well, we got it done. We got it done. Film, mojos. We did it in 5 words. Mojos, the S led to sexy, and then the Y for yep, and then the P for peck. How did they solve it yesterday? Bangers and showgirl. Those are some risque words, aren't they? Bangers and mash, showgirls. Okay. Film, mojos, sexy, yep, and peck. These are getting out of control. All right. Well, very good. We're at the halfway point, you guys. If you want to see this come up in your feed every day and you want to keep just watching the series, we do this every day. It's daily that I do my live streams. So consider subscribing because I'll show up right in your feed. Give this stream a like so the algorithm knows that I should keep doing it. Because we're going to just keep on doing it. Do it every day. All right. Quite the talker. This is Connections Puzzle. We did it in rainbow order today. We did it in actual intended order today. Quite the talker. The blabbermouth, the chatterbox, the prattler, and the windbag. Those are... I heard New York Times has a new game. Gianmarco, first off, how are you doing? Good to see you. And I have not seen the new game. That's pretty cool. Pips. Like domino pips? Huh. We could celebrate with donuts. You're funny. Quite the talker. Blabbermouth, chatterbox, prattler, and windbag. The green category, fortified wines, Marsala, port, sherry, vermouth. Don't ask me what any of those taste like, because I don't know. Let's see. The blue category, classic rock, Little Rock, Plymouth Rock, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It's funny to just have the as a clue. That was it. You played the new game today? How was it? Is it fun or is it questionable? All right. Well, good, because now we're playing the mini crossword. Animal that falls in love with a tape dispenser in a classic New Yorker cartoon. Just appreciate that one for a minute. I don't care if she's a tape dispenser. I love her. Is that one a classic? I don't know. The new game is confusing. Oh no, I don't need confusing in my life. Confused like a snail with a tape dispenser. Language written in Devanagari script. It's Hindi. Singer Presley or Costello. Elvis Presley or Elvis Costello. George Eliot, Middlemarch author. Let me look that up because actually I'm going to learn this one together. Middlemarch, novel by George Eliot. Began writing 2 pieces that formed the novel in 1869 to 1870, completed in 1871. Oh, wow. So it's like old classic. Both principal plots of the Dorothea and Lydgate are case studies of unsuccessful marriages. Oh, sad. Well, that doesn't sound very fun. Is it a good read? Has anybody read that one? Anybody read George Eliot Middlemarch? Sounds like a downer, if anything. I don't know. Things read by fortune tellers. Palms. Read the palms. Blind followers are sheep. That's funny. You sheeple. Wake up, sheeple. Nilla wafers. Nabisco treat. Nilla wafers. Heavy item falling from the sky in some classic cartoons, an anvil from Acme Company. Just like actual class of my son being in my class. And it was like totally just obnoxious and rowdy. And I was like, oh, this is like the worst example of what my class is actually like. So I still don't feel like he's fully gotten to experience my class yet. He's gotten the day where you go over like the course expectations, which is not that exciting. And then he got a whole day of me just like getting frustrated with my fourth period because they were so rowdy today. I'm like, okay, I promise you this is not what I'm like all the time. I just had to put them in their place. I didn't yell or anything. I was just like, listen, guys, this is a college level class. If you can't handle that, I'm going to have you withdraw. And I was like, I can think of 12 of you off the top of my head that I'd like to withdraw right now. And they all kind of like, whoa, okay. Is that the only thing I can hang over their head? Which is too bad, you know. They all just chose to be there. They switched classes on Friday, and yet they're going to be super obnoxious and disrespectful. I don't know. What's an anvil? Oh, it's a blacksmith thing. Here, let me pull up an anvil so you can see. Sorry, I didn't see that while I was rattling. I was prattling on. Here, let me just show you an anvil. You can hammer on an anvil. So like say you were a blacksmith, right? And you were going to like chisel or like bang on a hot piece of metal to like shape it into you could use it for leather work, use it for blacksmithing. A lot of different reasons you would use an anvil. Mostly for metal forging. He would try to drop an anvil on the Roadrunner, you know, with zero success every time, you know. Usually the anvil would end up falling on him somehow. That's funny. Yeah, perfect today, rowdy. We tried snail, perky, and touch. Those are 3 non-intersecting words, and it gave us a Y. Surprise, surprise, the Wordle ends in a Y yet again. I've kind of like... I'm sort of just anticipating that one of my words, when I do the non-intersecting words, one of them should end in a Y, so I can verify to myself that it's truly that. And it was blank O blank RY. No, that didn't make much sense. So I tried RO blank blank Y, and I thought, oh my gosh, what if it's rowdy? And it was. At first, I don't know why I had it in my head that rowdy started with, or had a U in it, ROUDY, but it's not. It's a W. Rowdy. All right, and then the Strands puzzle today was Dash It. Dash. I thought it was dash like running. That was. We even had the running thing mentioned, right? Starting with ways to move quickly. There's dash. And yet we go over here, we see dash. It's a different meaning of the word dash, like a hyphen. A hyphenated word has a dash in it. That's where it's coming from. So these are rhyming words that have a dash in the middle, hyphenated. Hocus pocus, willy-nilly, hoity-toity. 5, though we could have done it in 6, and that's okay. I did not get it in 4. I had no intention of getting it in 4, especially with a letter like J or X in there. So I started with the word film, M for mojos. Thanks for that idea to get rid of the J. Who said that? Wasn't that Tyson? Yeah, Tyson said mojo. Yeah, so I added an S to the end so that we could play sexy to get rid of the X. And then Y for yep, P for peck, like pectoral muscles. And that's how we did it. All right, well, good stuff. Thanks for a great stream, you guys. This was a fun one. Thanks for letting me blow off some steam, too. Frustrated at some kids that were very rowdy today and just very obnoxious with their speech. And I hope it's not the way that it's always going to be from now on. Customs come and go, right? Inside jokes, memes, they come and go. This whole like brain rot era that we're in, oh, man. Just be grateful you're not a teacher. If you are a teacher, you probably know exactly what I'm dealing with right now. But the brain rot is just so pervasive in classrooms right now. My without me doing any of it. It's just the kids and their influence and their social media and whatever. It's just everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. It's crazy. Anyway, you guys are amazing. Thanks for a great stream, and I will catch you on the next one. See you later.